Ever since the day that you went away, you've been sending flowers, flowers to me, flowers today, flowers today.
Hi there, purposeful people. My name is Rachel, and today I'm bringing to you some of my favorite Christian books that you should read. So I'm going to start out with my number one favorite, my top number one Christian book that you should definitely read, and that is the Holy Bible. I wanted to make sure to put this one first before all others because although I do love Christian books, the one true best book you can ever read is the Bible. Everything's true. It's straight from God. And you can read it 1,000 times and it just never gets old. So first, before you read any of the others, just read some of your Bible. It never fails to help me with whatever I'm going through. So read your Bible. Now on to some of my other favorite Christian nonfiction books. So I'm going to start out with this book, and it's called Successful Women of the Bible, and it's by Katara Patton. I think that's how you say it, and it's so good. It shows so many different women from the Bible, some that you may have heard of, and others that I had never even heard of before, and it shows their stories and how they act, and it really reflects how we should act as women, and it's just amazing. Sometimes women in the Bible can be overlooked, but this book really brings them all to life, and it just shows how we can strengthen our faith as women like these key women did in the Bible, and how even as women we can serve Christ. So yeah, I really recommend this. It's so good. One of my top favorites. I love it. To go along with that book, I also have Successful Leaders of the Bible by the same author, and this is really good. It just describes some of the key leaders throughout the Bible that you've probably heard of, but not only does it show them, it also shows some women that you may not have heard of, and just some other leaders that are overlooked. And of course, it shows our key leader, which is Jesus, and you can learn so much from this book on how to be a great leader. Even if you're not in a position of authority, you can still learn how to lead in just your everyday life, and I really like this book. Also, these two are super short and quick reads. Yeah, I really love it, and she even tries to incorporate a little bit of her own take of fiction on it, so it makes it more like a story that you're reading, and I absolutely love that. This one I just got done reading today, and it's phenomenal. I have not enough words to describe it. It's just called Messy Beautiful Friendship by Christine Hoover, and it really just talks about the depth of friendship and finding and nurturing lasting Christian friendships. And I really did learn so much from this book. It taught me that friendship isn't just about us and how did that other person treat me. Why did that person do that to me? Me. It should be about serving others, and that's the key part of biblical friendship that sometimes we lack. We find that others should be doing stuff for us, but really we should serve them. And I also thought it was a great lesson on how she said that part of our lack of friendship is us not going out and initiating it. We can't just expect to find true good friendships by sitting around and waiting for people to come to us, although that does happen sometimes, and I'm thankful for those initiators, but we ourselves have to step out of our comfort zone and go seek good Christian friendships. And I absolutely love this book, and you totally should read it. I love it so much. Next I have this book, and it's called Capital Gains by Chip Gaines, and although it isn't really what you'd expect as a Christian book, because it's mainly about more entrepreneurship, business type things, but he does have certain aspects of his faith in this book, and I really like how he incorporates his business with his faith. You don't have to just set one aside for the other. You can incorporate God and business. Okay, so my camera randomly decided to stop filming in the middle of that, so hopefully I can pick back up where I was. But like I was saying before my camera stopped recording, this book is so great because it bridges the gap between business and God. You don't have to set the other aside. You can do business and have faith. And this book is just so real and raw because it's told by Chip Gaines, which really surprised me because he's really good at writing, but you get a little bit of humor, you get life lessons, and you realize that when you hit stumbles or roadblocks in your life's journey, they're meant to be there for a reason, and they ultimately lead you to the success that God has planned for your life. And this book is just very motivational to just go out there and do what you're called to do. So I really do love this book. Next I have the Sadie Robertson books, and you guys have probably read these or at least heard about these. I just wanted to mention them because she's one of my favorite Christian authors. She's so relatable, and she knows what it's like to be a Christian teen, to be a young lady. She just talks about her experiences and really just relate it to your own. And in this book she really talks about being original, being herself, and being real with everyone she meets. She doesn't have to change for anyone. She's always her real authentic self. She's who God made her to be. And I really, really enjoy this book, and she even includes little reflection questions at the end of each chapter, and she includes a spot for you to write down your answers, which is really great because you get to reflect on what you just read, and it really helps you to grow more and to digest the lessons you've just read about. So I really, really love this one. And I also have her newest book, which is Live Fearless. And so this book is just as great. The only thing is she doesn't include the journaling spots in this one, but you can still write out your answers to your reflection questions in your own journal. So it's really nothing major. This book is just as fantastic as the other one. This one, though, talks about living fearlessly. She just totally surrenders her fears over to God, and she stops living afraid. She teaches us about how she used to fear in the past and how God has helped her through that, and I think that's so amazing. And it's really helped me to just know that I don't have to fear because I have a God who's in control. For God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind, and that's what she really teaches through this book. Whoa, I just pulled my hair. But hopefully you guys can get your hands on some of these books. I would totally recommend all of them for you guys, whatever season of life you're in. And feel free to leave me some comments of some other good Christian books that you've read, because I love reading, and I especially love to read good Christian books. So yeah, that wraps it up, and just stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!
Ever since the day that you